everybody, Lauren Dalvia here, astrologer and spiritual teacher here at Bene Mudra. This is an astrological update for September 26th through October 3rd, 2021. So we're welcoming Mercury retrograde. So get ready, for the usual hijinks. Mercury is the trickster. But I will say, first of all, I will say that the best thing to do during these periods is to lean in, go slow, cross every T, dot every I, make sure that the text that you intend to send to your boss, you're not sending to your boyfriend, and vice versa. Expect delays, and it's an amazing time to purge, to renegotiate, renew, re-up, re-examine. Things from the past that we thought we've lost come back. People from our past come back, revisit, all of that stuff. It's not the best time to begin anything new, but it's a great time to begin something that has already been begun, if that makes sense. It's a great time to augment and to just actually be gentle and go inward and examine. I will say that this Mercury retrograde is, so it stations at 10:10 p.m. Sunday night Pacific time. This is deep. It's square, this Mercury is square Pluto. So it's real, it's inconvenient. Connie Nicholas, who's a wonderful astrologer, she said, she was speaking today about it being an inconvenient truth. Where there's Pluto, it's depths. Like it is the uncovering of what must be uncovered and what was heretofore hidden. So it's being really, really honest is what this placement is asking. And it's asking us to actually lean into the cerebral, the intellectual, the social. It's in the sign of relationships. Mercury's in Libra. It's in the sign of balance. It's in the sign of justice. So it's really offering us peace and communication. We do have several planets going direct during this retrograde period. Mercury will station direct on October 18th. So we will have several planets going direct that are currently retrograde. That said, as Mercury goes retrograde tonight, Sunday night, I think there will be 6 planets retrograde or 7, and the only ones who will not be are Venus and Mars. So it is a wild ride. It's sluggish, it's crunchy. Surrender, 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 go slow and be gentle. We also have something called the Grand Air Trine that is continuing to be activated. So we have Mars in Libra, energized by the sun, trining the Gemini North Node, where we're going, and Saturn moving retrograde in Aquarius. So we have this activation, and we also have which is very stabilizing and very enlivening. We also have the Sun and Mars opposing Chiron, the wounded healer, retrograde. So there's pain involved there, and like the excavation of old pain. That's happening on October 1st and 3rd, respectively. We just have a lot going on this week. So we have messages from the past, we have delays. Mercury stationing retrograde in Libra, Mercury's square to Pluto retrograde, and in a trine, a flow with Jupiter retrograde, which is amplifying. Jupiter is Santa, but he also amplifies. So that's reactivating, exaggerated statements, promises, excavations from the 20th to the 23rd of September. It's also a wild card. Where there's Pluto, there's deep excavation. So I'm going to give everybody just a little hit about this Grand Air Trine, and hopefully, my wish for everyone this week is to just, like, if you have a lot going on, dial it down within that sphere of a lot going on. And if you don't have a lot going on, dial it down and go inward. It's a great time to write. It's a great time to meditate. It's a great time to get a lot of sleep and clean the closet. I just got rid of half the papers in my closet tonight because I didn't need them, and found that I could take pictures of the things that I, might have kept. And I also found some sweet, not secrets, but some sweet writings that I had forgotten about. And so it got me back in touch with the past in a way that was really helpful. So I wish that for you, whatever that means for you. Aries. So we have this grand air trine involving the sun in your area of partnership. This is reactivating relationship stuff from the 20th to the 25th. Sun and Mars opposite Chiron, wounded healer in your sign. Painful stuff going on, triggered by what a partner does. So just, lean into that and like, ask for help from source with regard to that in terms of being steady. Their actions may not be targeting you personally, but they just expose sensitivities that need to be addressed. So you also have Mercury retrograde in your relationship area. So this begins a period of delays and rethinks old conversations, and previous partnerships are revisited. You have opinions and decisions can swing in the opposite direction, and aspects to Mercury will reactivate specifics from like the 20th to the 22nd. Big ideas, promises, and unbalanced discussions will be featured. You just want to pay attention to, excuse me, to what the other person is really saying. Taurus, you have the grand air trine involving the sun in your area of routine. Excuse me, that's reactivating work health from September 20th to the 25th. You continue to focus on what you may need to do for yourself or someone else in a lucrative and constructive way. Excuse me. But the sun and Mars opposite Chiron, wounded healer in your hidden sector, that can reveal uncomfortability, issues that you've been ignoring or simply weren't aware of. So imbalances regarding self-care or how much you give to another can activate pain, but can culminate ultimately in a way that is really beneficial for you. Mercury retrogrades in your area of routine. So that sees you going back over missing information or dealing with errors. There can be delays involving health or work. So, we just want to wait until Mercury, just avoid temptation to get caught up in dramatic decisions. Wait until Mercury stations direct if you can before you declare an error or a solution. And, these things just present themselves like it, and it will. You also have Venus in your relationship area. This can expand romance, attraction, and optimism. So it's really nice placement there for Taurus. Gemini, grand air trine is in your area of self-expression. This is reactivating opportunity, romance, creativity, children, celebrations, especially from 20th to the 25th. You continue to have access to increased confidence, inspiration, receptivity from others. Focus on what you have to offer and how you want to develop this. You also have the sun opposite Chiron, the wounded healer. We all have this. It's pushing you in a path of social challenges. So intensified doubts of how people see you. Just know that it's a thing so that you can just surrender and not take it all so seriously. This can also be a turning point as you finally release and confront anything public that is upsetting. Mercury retrograde is also in your area of self-expression. This can have you rethinking those issues, going back on public statements, reconnecting with flirtation, celebration from the past. You might question creative statements or previously confident words. It's just an opportunity to really reflect and turn over. And the answers will come. You are dealing with hidden fears, power imbalances, stuff like that. It's going to activate you, but you can just, you can just say nothing for now. If things feel too heavy or complicated, the answers will come. You also have Venus in your area of routine. This can have you giving a lot or overdoing it in your daily routine. So just identify the line between impressive service versus useless sacrifice, basically. Cancer, the grand air trine is in your domestic area, family progress, private growth. You continue to explore deeper boundaries, financial obligations while taking responsibility for what you want to manifest. But then you have the Chiron, there's sore spots with career, future goals, and success. So it might be time to confront those fears about the future, make changes in your professional life. You have Mercury retro in your domestic sector. That's delving into the past for information or revisiting family discussions. So just take a second look at shared finances, psychological issues, intimate matters with partners. This can lead to expansion on a deeper level, and also visiting power imbalances. So this is a really good idea. This is good to pay attention to control, intensity, whatever you might be projecting. relationship truths can be revealed. It's like taking you to a deeper place. It's really an opportunity for there to be powerful awareness. You also have Venus in your area of self-expression. So that's indulgence, happiness, creativity, and celebration, which is nice. Leo, grand air trine, communication area, solid relationship discussions, agreements from September 20th to the 25th. You continue to make progress in social venues, any one-on-one relationship, personal, professional connections. The Chiron wounded healer, it's going to highlight some difficulties as you attempt to act on information. So you might find that what you think or say might not be acceptable to some, like big deal, or issues involving travel, education, legal matters, publishing, broadcasting. This can reach tricky conclusions. For now, actions might be out of step of beliefs. So this is retrograde. Things that are happening can turn around again. Mercury retro is in your communication area. It asks you to reconsider certain ideas or encounters delays with regard to paperwork and discussions. There also can be relationship discussions, promises can be revisited, intensive fixations on work or health issues. All this can be revisited and worked through. Previously ignored issues can be revisited and worked through. You have Venus also in your domestic area. So this is moments of happiness with family and partnership, and a nice placement. Just check expectations versus reality. Expectations are the mother of resentment. So just make sure that that's in place, or, ask for help in getting that in place. Make sure just an offering. Virgo, grand air trine. It's in your area of personal resources. This is reactivating solid financial potential from that late September, that 20th to the 25th area. Professional future, enhanced focus, daily routines, balance, security. You have the Chiron wounded healer retrograde. This can reveal uncomfortable stuff involving intimacy, shared finances, deeper fears about vulnerability and loss, and an opportunity to really see it, sit in it, and work through it. This can trigger difficult consequences, but it's also the balance that you want. You might be asked to look into debts. All of this is to find the balance, is to get to the balance that you want, and to be in the moment of like what it is that is preventing you, and to get the path cleared forward, or know that the path is being cleared forward for you. The Mercury retrogrades in your area of personal resources. This can be delays in financial discussions, confusions around sources of income, or reconsideration of values, money, or basic securities. Just know that that's in place potentially under this Mercury retrograde. So just unbalanced approaches to earning or expressing what you want will need to take a second look. Jealousy or insecurity, any of those things can push you to make unwise decisions, and you have an opportunity to really surrender and look at that and practice the opposite of those things, which is personal generosity as well as outward generosity. Libra, you have the grand air trine in your sign. This is solid potential. Travel, education, legal matters, publishing, broadcasting, all of this stuff from September can continue to develop. You're encouraged to reach further. The Chiron wounded healer retrograde is about painful relationship stuff. So a partner's wounds can be triggered and illuminated possibly by you, even if you're trying to make things better. It's just pay attention to projected issues arising from your actions or attempts to assert yourself. You have Mercury retrograde in your sign, so that sees you reconsidering statements, decisions, reconnecting with someone from the past. It's okay to not know what's right or true for the moment. Just take time and allow more info to emerge. That is key with Mercury. You have aspects to Venus in your area of personal resources. This can encourage spending and indulgence in a good way, and in a, you just have to, treat yourself and watch the line between generosity and comfort, versus energy that can be not helpful for your security. Scorpio, the grand air trine is in your hidden area. That's reactivating private potentials from that September 20th to the 25th area. Domestic responsibility, shared finances, secrets can continue to be balanced. So you have the Chiron wounded healer in your area of routine. So that can be uncomfortable stuff around how you take care of yourself, obligations to another, what's in your blind spot, including actions and anger that you might not even be like fully present with, can be wounding. So you just watch and surrender to the potentiality of that and see what clears. Mercury is in the retrograde is in your hidden area. It's just pushing you deeper into introspection, domestic expansion, deeper ideas, revelations, all that stuff is requiring a second look. It's just about what's hidden, unspoken, or intuited. It's just looking closer. You have Venus in your sign is also really helpful. It's pumping up your self-esteem, your desire to celebrate, and your ability to attract. It's really good for socializing and creativity. Sagittarius, you have the grand air trine in your social area. That's activating public potentials from the September the 20th to the 25th. Partnership, personal or professional, it can advance based on your commitment and your balanced approach to social energy. So your social image can also benefit, but the Sun and Mars opposes Chiron retrograde. It's going to put a dent. It can put a dent in public profile. Fears can be exposed. So you just want to surrender to the potentiality of that and be open to what you can learn, and just, putting yourself out there creatively or emotionally, it can feel painful, but it's just an essential part of walking through certain fears. And there's only a pot of gold on the other side. You have Mercury retrograde in your social area. This can activate contacts from the past. You can be reconsidering friendship or public statements. It's just time to look carefully at what others, what messages you're putting out, and what others are saying, and to just kind of know that Mercury is the trickster and the scrambly. It's teaching us something, but it's also like it can go like back and forth. Venus is in your hidden aspects to Venus are in your hidden areas. So this can inflate dreams and convince you to put fantasy into words. It's also an amazing time for manifestation for Sagittarius. So it's good for art and transcending difficult issues from the past. But but if you need to keep your feet on the ground, please, ask for support from the universe. It's just easy to get swept up. So you just want to be caring, like you want to ground the sacred unicorn that is you. Capricorn, the grand air trine is in your area of career. That's reactivating professional stuff, potential from the 20th to the 25th of this month. Authority and a mature expression of rules will continue to work in your favor. It's really good. So the Sun and Mars with the Chiron retrograde, the wounded healer, is illuminating difficult domestic issues emphasized by ambition. You might be presented with an uncomfortable choice versus homework versus work life. Mercury retrograde, it's in your professional area also. So this can delay progress with regard to job or conversation with management. So future stuff can seem like it's put on hold. It is just, you have the Mercury retrograde, it's new sources of income, big ideas regarding what you want are due for review. And then the square to Pluto in your sign, it's emphasizing professional conversations demand where the power balance needs to be corrected. It's a lot of like shift and movement and perceived movement and back and forth, but ultimately power play in your area of career, and recognition and honor. You also have Venus in your social area, aspects to Venus. So this is suggesting happy moments with friends, increase in compassion and attraction. Aquarius, this grand air trine is in your opportunities area, and you have Saturn retrograde in your sign. So it's reactivating potential from September 20th to the 25th, matters involving travel, education, legal matters, publishing, broadcasting. It's going to unfold gradually, smoothly, as long as you just work with existing limits, Saturn, and responsibilities, Saturn. The Sun and Mars with the opposition to Chiron, the wounded healer, it's going to be there's painful answers and discoveries in terms of like speaking out about something that makes you feel vulnerable. Just lean into it. This is all for good. Mercury retro is in your opportunities sector. So that's offering delay and revision involving travel, education, publishing, legal matters, or broadcasting, or long distance romances. Plans are put on hold. Additional lessons are revealed. So you have aspects to Mercury retro if from the 20th to the 22nd of September, intense conversations, realizations, all kinds of stuff urging you to dig deeper and pay attention to what's happening behind the scenes. It's bountiful if you do the work. The square to Jupiter, Santa Claus, and the amplifying planet, it retrograde in your sign, it pushes you to revisit a big plan or an idea. There may be more to it, or a promise itself just demands some adjustment. It's only good. Aspects to Venus are in your career sector. This signals opportunity in professional relationship. So your image or connections with others can expand, but just watch that the promise of what could be is aligned with reality. But this is only a bountiful time. You just want to be careful, like not cautious in a scary way, but just careful. It's Mercury retrograde. Go over everything, surrender, pray, all that. And finally, Pisces, the grand air trine is in your area of shared resources. This is reactivating deeper potential from late September, from like for the 20th to the 25th. So matters involving debts, taxes, your partner's finances, intimacy, or psychology can continue to develop in a stable manner. It's going to encourage progress. This Chiron retrograde and where it is in your area, it's going to deliver. It's difficult culminate. It's like it's pain regarding what you share or owe and where you're most vulnerable. So there could be a lesson here regarding self-sufficiency or trust. Basically, you have Mercury retro in your sector of shared resources. So this can indicate delays and research in those areas. Just use any pauses to look even deeper and ask the difficult questions. So you have Venus also in your opportunity area. This can expand hopeful potential in the areas of romance, of long distance romance, travel, education, publishing, legal matters, or broadcasting. So something good can develop, but there just might be a current of illusion running through it. Just check your expectations, pray, turn over everything to the universe. You know how to do that. You're Pisces, your 12th house, you're merged with everything, you're bountiful and compassionate. So everybody just gentle, gentle, gentle water and meditation this week. Sending so much love to everybody as ever. Grateful to James Bene for his platform and for all the work that he does. I am available at benemudra.com along with my colleagues. There's amazing stuff happening there. I'm available for private consultation, also on Instagram at Lauren_Dalvia, Dalvia. And I would like to thank as well Nadia Gilchrist, whose mathematics and art and astrology these reports are entirely based on. I thank you so much and I wish you a beautiful week.